Tempo could actually get hindered here by the Nurtser as well. But Carl on his Jing, I mean, this seems to be a little bit of a we have to pull all the cards out here for this potential victory for Boom Esports. But if they don't, APG take another 3-0.
They take the 3-0, they advance to the playoffs in front of the Filipino crowd here. So Boom Esports drafting whatever they have in this potential final game here to try and push it to a 1-2 scoreline to keep their upper bracket hopes alive. This is game number 3 between Boom Esports towards the blue side and Alpha Gaming, the challengers, the demons on towards the red side.
Yes, this is a potential match point here between APG and Boom Esports. Boom with a much better game or two compared to that game. Team number 1, but now they have pulled out all the stops. They have Tatsuri on the Mai Shiranui. They have Carl on the Jing. They have Danny on the Lung. Can they do it?
I mean, it's a big question, and you know, the answers might not be something that the PKL fans like for now, because Boom Esports, this has to work, or APG will be the first team to make it into the knockout stages.
Yeah, I'd imagine obviously MKL number 3 seed making it first means that the potential of the other 2 MKL teams becomes ever so more of a less of a dream, but more of a reality.
Yeah, man, this is a reality that they want in an ultimate universe, right? So for now, Boom, finally, first minute they get that space right. This is great for them.
We've been saying for the past 2 games, it's about time it settled in, right? So they better late than never, I guess. But the O had been put down here by the side of APG Saber, just giving over the health over to JD. I really like the console U being paired with Adolia.
Okay, but at the same time, it feels like Draw and Danny, they have this very nice combination, right? Once you get that first skill down on Draw, you're actually able to mini-stun JD, which stops that protecting wind. Second skill, physical immunity, which means Danny gets fever.
Unless he times it correctly there, but there's the double knock up there with the contussions, with the Miro Domain by the side of Boom Esports. Carl is popping up, but can APG bring this one back? Siang into the back line, gets a kill onto Tatsuri.
Not a good sign for the side of Boom. Tatsuri, that was a beautiful setup, but to give his life in exchange for Saber, APG are happy with this trade.
Oh yeah, take a mid lane for the support any day for me. Instant replay here. You're gonna see Tatsuri waiting in the wing. It gets the knock up onto 2. It was a huge play, a lot of potential. The Mirror Domain doing a lot of damage, also reflecting a lot onto the side of Boom Esports.
Yep, Xiang, very monumental in that particular exchange itself. Actually got the Truth Mantra down onto the hands of Tatsuri, which is why that kill came in the first place. 1-1, APG now trailing by gold by a little bit due to that difference in the top lane.
Oh yeah, exactly. They are trailing ever so slightly ahead here by the side of Boom Esports, but in a moment's notice, it could go over to APG, and they know that. But the shove onto Carl, just trying to bring him in, maybe bait out that ultimate as we see there. Around about the 3-minute mark being cursed onto the side of the gorge here. APG, they have to be careful.
Yep, they have to be in right now, securing this Azure Golem for the side of Zhishan here. No, for the side of Yilong. This is going to be very important. He does need quite a bit of mana regeneration.
Yeah, mana regeneration come through for Zhishan. Obviously, look at that mana bar. It's looking pretty low, right? But he needs it. He needs the cooldown reduction of the skills as well to make it a little bit more easy for him within these team fights. But once again, gold neck and neck. You see Tatsuri just always waiting in the wing. When Carl's nearby, you know Tatsuri's in the brush.
I mean, it's the same concept for Carl as well. He does need that CDR. He does need that mana regeneration. Zing also eats EMP like a monster. Now, APG and Boom, I think the difference maker here seems to have come in the form of the mid lane. Right? Zhishan with the winning strategy first, he will be able to change the fight to 4v5 in advantage to APG. But Tatsuri, he can do more than that.
Oh, absolutely. He can do definitely a lot more. I mean, you've already seen the devastation of those knockups already, getting the first blood onto the side of APG Saber, but now it's going to be a dive into the back line here with the Liempo, gets a knockup onto Shishan, but Shishan has that winning strategy. It connects as well, and into the back line is going to be Yulong. He gets the takedown onto Tatsuri. Can they get some more? Carl been drove to the Crimson Golem here, and now they're looking for a bit of a comeback. Boom, gets Shishan. It's the deadly refraction that's going to save Boom Esports.
Carl, the hero of Boom Esports at this point, and APG, yes, they did have to lose the life of Yulong as well as Shishan, but they once again make a positive trade, a mid T1 for the lives of their two most important members.
Yeah, I mean, that T1 into the mid lane, it looked like a little bit of a faltering, maybe 50-50 bash up there, but it's all going over to the side of APG. Not quite in terms of the gold here, but getting the Crimson Golem over to the side of JD, getting that T1 into the mid lane, that doesn't spawn back. So prioritizing that over the Tyrant was a good call by APG.
Yeah, but look, Carl, this is exactly what he needs to do, right? He needs to have the level advantage. This is where Tatsui comes to the true value as well. As a Mai, you need to be aggressive. You need to set the fights. The rest of the team is supposed to follow your pacing. Yeah. More importantly, buy room and space, because Danny needs a farm and he needs it fast.
Yeah, I mean, what to buy a room if they are looking to try and get some love onto the gorge between these two teams, right? They definitely need to kind of work on themselves, but now Yulong is getting that first Tyrant. That extra bit of damage for the side of APG is going to be a nice Brucey bonus here.
Okay, so Boom, they managed to negate the damage potential on the bottom side of the T1 here.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be great. But the fact they lost a T1 in the mid, this one is going to hurt.
Oh, absolutely. It's something that doesn't come back, right? Obviously, that's something you've now got to kind of have to face for the rest of the game. And I mean, we're around about that 6-minute mark now, but a big dive in onto the side of APG. No! But it's going to be the troop march from Siak. Is going to keep him alive, but it's still going to be Miji here with the pro play. Getting the takedown.
Okay, they do get the takedown on the Xiang. That's a huge target down, especially when it's a Dharma. There was a potential for turnaround. But APG, they are going to cut the losses. They're going to back off. And right now, Yulong going to focus on a different objective. Crimson Golem going to be coming up soon. Boom. Do they want to try and enter the jungle of APG?
They are welcome to the jungle, but hey, they do say that you are going to die if you do enter there as well. So it is at the promise of Boom Esports to try and contest this Crimson Golem. But Saber's just denying him away, right? It's like, hey, look, JD needs this. You aren't going to take this, but we have to give props over to Boom Esports, right? They are able to open that top side of the map here, which is going to put pressure onto the side of APG.
Yeah, both Saber and Pro are doing exactly the same thing and giving a lot of good value, right? Which is finding information across the gorge. Right now, hang on, Shusan.
Yeah, a bit of information there. He's going to be obviously taking down and chunking down those health bars, but Xiang's looking for a little bit of revenge here onto Miji. Into the back line is going to be Yulong looking to put that pressure on, and Draw falls down. That is the front line of Boom saying bye-bye.
Yep, and they will chase in Yulong. He does have the potential to go for more. In fact, now it's not about the kills, it's about the map, the gorge. APG, T1 on the bottom, available for the taking. Mid T2 as well. Yulong, he's going to push Danny back, and there's nothing that Boom can do.
Yes, nothing that Boom can do to stop the APG drain right now as they're running through this mid lane. Maybe Carl can run out these minions. There's only two there, but it means that they can focus this side lane. T2 down to the bot side of the map could be deadly takedown for the side of APG. As much as resources as possible, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. APG taking away that Crimson Golem from the side of Boom. Carl means that his damage output is going to be minimized.
And +1, Yulong gets to chase in even harder. He doesn't have to spend more time, and he will get a kill out of the next exchange. Boom Esports, this is not looking good, but there is a chance. They just have to be careful.
Just look how close the gold lead is on every roll here as well, right? Like, it's a few hundred. It's not a K. It's just a few little bits of gold. A bit of trump change for these two teams at this moment and point in the game. There it is. It's going to be the Skyfall onto the back line of Carl. Draw trying to deny it with the help of Tatsuri, and he's able to do it for now.
Okay, so Boom, they know that, hey, we're expending too many resources onto potentially just a little bit of damage onto Yulong. Let's stop that and try to salvage whatever that's left. They lose another T2 at the top side. Boom right now just have to find an awkward angle on the side of APG.
They do. They need to find some kind of opportunity. And I think it's going to come in the form of either Tatsuri, Miji, or Draw. These are going to be the crucial setups here for these teams. And honestly, with the pressure into the bot side of the map here, and obviously completely eradicated mid lane and top side of the map, Danny's going to have a hard time to farm.
He is going to have a hard time to farm. At the same time, Boom is not taking fights because, you know, this entire time, they have not seen JD. JD, once he finally shows, Boom might take a fight. But this might not be the time to do it because, Boom, they're only left with this T2 at the bottom. One wrong choice. It is open base for the side of APG.
Yeah, JD looking like he's just hiding in the Shadow Realm, right? He's waiting for that prime moment to come online. Yet to fall to the side of Boom Esports. It's because of that protective wind. It's because of that ulti where you can lock one of the members of the side of your enemy team down into place, which can really open up that battlefield, the winning strategy here for Xishan.
Yep, APG, this is all great for them. This is, once again, let me remind you, a series point for APG. They take this, they proceed to the knockouts, they will win this entire series.
Yeah, I forgot about that one little fact there for a moment. I thought Boom still had a chance in this one. I mean, they still do, right? They're only down by around about 3k gold at this point in the game, but if they get one of these neutral objectives in the 10-minute mark, there could be a potential pushback.
I mean, this has to be the steal of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And right now, Xiang, he's gonna give information for the team. He is just buying time. Hang on.
Saber, Saber, Saber. You want a sword, but you are trying to clash. They get the tyrant onto the side of APG. They go for some more, but Carl is able to steal it away. But is that extra damage going to be enough to get the takedown here onto Boom Esports? Carl falls once again for Saber, but now into the back line, even the fastest comes through for Danny. Can he reformulate, take down Yulong, gets Xishan, the damage comes through, but now Danny falls, and Miji too, it's down to Tatsuri with a bit of a sponge, with a bit of a sandwich. Boom on the run, Tatsuri has the flash and dies anyway.
Oh, that's a huge commitment by the side of Boom, but they might have just saved the game here. It is going to be 2 seconds before Carl comes out. There is a lifeline. APG, they cannot finish the game just yet.
They can't. There's a little bit of a saving grace here for Boom Esports. They are just waiting ever so patiently with that Vanguard, using it at the optimal moment, but there it is, the teleportation for Yulong to get back to safety. So, we're back in a little bit of a stalemate.
Yeah, but this one, well, it may be a stalemate. I think it's a slight advantage going into the side of APG because, you know, they have a measly 4,000 gold ahead on the side of APG against Boom. This next fight will determine the game. Now, Boom, they have a lifeline in the form of the Shadow Overlord. They need to find JD, though.
They do need to find the Woodland Ranger, JD. My favorite main into the bottom lane, but Saber once again maybe getting caught out here by Carl, by Miji, drawing everybody on the side of Boom Esports into Xiang, but he cannot find the wall. He can't find the Truth Mantra, but Yulong has found access onto Tatsuri. They're looking for a little bit more. They are dealing the damage. Xishan gets a kill onto Carl. They haven't dropped it. They are dropping the ball a little bit here onto the side of APG.
All right, Danny, he needs to go on. He needs to get the kill. Miggy's not going to be alive.
Yes,
Yulong coming in.
Down. Yes, at the same time, even the Bastard's being drawn out here. Can they get the T2 as a little bit of a Brucey bonus? But Tatsuri looking for the Prince, looking for the fall, looking for the takedown of the JD. He does not get it, but Danny does. Can he keep the hopes of Boom alive? A triple kill for Yulong.
It's the same situation once again. Everything falls under Carl. APG, yes, they have the advantage, but Carl is coming out. He is out. And right now, Draw going to join him as well. Can they defend? They will be able to. But this one, it's not looking good. Boom, they need to take better fights.
They do need to take better fights, but they are actually sort of taking the best fights they can, right? Obviously with the timers, on the death timers and stuff like that, it's mitigating any kind of push onto these T3s.
Okay, look. 7 minutes more. Maybe if Boom hangs on for 7 minutes more, they can win this game all over again.
Well, 7 minutes is like a year in honor of Kings, right? Like, that's a long time. You've got to try and keep check here, but they're going to be able to take the Ray away, the Azure Gold, and give it up to Xishan, which is exactly what I was talking about moments ago.
Okay, now the situation has just gotten so much more difficult for the side of Boom. Carl does not have the Azure buff. He is going to be bleeding. He needs more mana and more CDR.
Yeah, exactly. CDR is going to be the name of the game here, especially the winning key of these team fights, because Draw is just being kind of drawing a short straw within these team fights. Yes, he's taken a lot of the damage, but he's fallen a little bit too early.
But he can't control it, right? Because Yulong is making this absolutely insane dives, and the fact that he's at 11,000, 7-1 and 7, tanky as heck. Nobody can deal with him on the side of Boom Esports.
Nobody yet. Nobody yet on the side of Boom Esports, but maybe, just maybe, as Danny's getting online there, using the force, especially into the back line, he's not going to be able to take that Tyrant. Carl is literally pretty much like, hey, let's take the concession here. Let's live the fight for another day. The predictive wins is keeping JD alive.
Yep, I mean, at this point, they haven't been able to put their hands on JD at all in this entire game, Boom Esports. But if they do, this could be a big turnaround. Shishan, JD, get this 2 out, and you have a winning chance.
Oh, absolutely. If you could take down these 2 titans onto the side of APG right now, they're on the train tracks of this destination of Boom's Crystal, that T3 taken into the mid lane. I'm all good. And now we're looking for another one.
Yulong pushing them away. APG, victory is in sight. This is 2 of the 3 T3s available.
Exactly. That's like, these aren't respawning. Unfortunately, you don't have a high no with the Fate Rewind, so you aren't getting those bad boys back any moment in time, but you are getting the gift onto the side of APG, which is going to be those super minions.
And APG, they feel like this is the last push. This is going to be the final one. We don't even go for the Shadow Overlord. We want the T3 at the top.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, using the Sun Chaser here as well could give them extra bit of range just to take this T3 into the top side left. Yulong here, just putting pressure on, just shoving them away from this team fight, shoving them away from the high ground turret. Carl into the back line. He has to be careful.
Oh, he was thinking about it. He had access to JD, but JD does have access into the protecting winds. So APG now start working on this Shadow Overlord as they look for an opening on the side of Boom.
Yes, looking for any kind of leeway here, any trial of fire by the side of Boom Esports is what they are looking for. But I mean, they're getting closer to around about that Tempest Dragon we were talking about moments ago, right? Like around about another 4 minutes if they can hold on. But with this Overlord being placed down into the mid lane, it's looking very scary for Boom.
Yep, this is 4 minutes that will feel like eternity.
Oh, and speaking of eternity, he has been sent to the grave. JD goes down, but can they get so much more onto the side of APG? The crucial block comes through, saving his friend, but Tatsuri falls, and Saber falls onto the side of APG. Carl is going down. Danny is really going to be the pack in the punch behind these team fights. Can they wipe out the Vanguards is another story.
Yep, the defense is strong though. Boom Esports, they can do it, but they have to be clean.
They have to be very clean here. Again, Yulong not looking too hot, but he has the blood rage. Danny is still alive with the crystal. Tatsuri! What is going on? It's going to be the burst run from Draw, but the Vanguard's coming through. Can they take down Yulong before the Vanguard take down the crystal? The answer is no. APG are your first knockout team.
They have done it, APG. What a series here, and it was down to the wire. Boom.